Ladies and gentlemen, Kappa. I see Kappa in here already. Week 4, about 2 hours from commencing. Exciting, man. Already after this week, we're going to be a quarter of the way through the fantasy season, which is just wild. I feel like the first quarter of the NFL season just goes by so fast. Then we start having bye issues. Week 8, bye-mageddon. Always looking forward to that. Some good content in that one. Anyways, we're talking Thursday Night Football, start-sit decisions, a lot of betting stuff. Play of the day, if you didn't see the video I released 2 hours ago, Trey Benson over 55.5 rushing yards. That's on DraftKings. It's fluctuating from 54.5 to 56.5. I did like his total number as well. It's like 80 because it's 21 as his receiving number. I'm a little worried about DeMarcado taking some of his third down snaps. So I like the rushing number. Tough matchup. I get it. Anyways, I'm going to hit you with the intro. And we're going to get going on the start of week 4. Little Marvin Harrison intro there. I'm curious to see what he does tonight, how he looks more so than his numbers. So I'm going to get into a couple big things here I'm looking forward to seeing, and that could shout out to Blake, by the way. I see you in the chat. How you doing? A couple big things here that I'm looking for that are going to be important moving forward, and what I'm going to be paying attention to. All right, before I get to the 2 big things, it might be 4 big things. Got to get some other porn stars in there. Kappa asks, what do you expect the snap share to be in Arizona backfield? Let's just say neutral game script, because I think that's going to affect it. I would say 65 to 68% Benson, then probably 25% DeMarcado. Something along those lines. DeMarcado sucks. So, and Benson's a capable pass catcher. I mean, he was playing third downs behind James Conner. So I think they're just not going to want to burn him out too much. So I expect at least 2/3 workload for Trey Benson. From Alex here, I got offered CD and Corum for Hampton and Sutton. That would leave me with Hall, Mason, ETN. You're 2-1, which thank you for leaving your record. See that, Alex, you're a smart man, because it's nice to give me the context, right? Because not everything is in a vacuum. So you're 2-1, you're doing well. You're getting CD and Corum, and you're giving up Hampton and Sutton. No, you can't do Hampton and Sutton. You can't. If CD was healthy, I'd consider it. But he's hurt. Even at 2-1, you're going to be putting yourself in a possible bind here in 3 weeks. So I know you have good running backs. I think you want to try to trade ETN. ETN's your move right now. That's the guy who has the highest stock, who I don't believe in. And try to work something else out. Sutton and ETN for, I don't know, maybe you could do that one, because I like Hampton much more than ETN. So that one I'd be considering. But still, like I always say on this channel, it should be the slogan, injuries will find you during the fantasy football season. Don't find them. And right now with CeeDee Lamb, you'd be finding an injury. And if you were 3-0, okay, more likely, but you're only 2-1. You're a couple losses away from the under 500. I would not do that. Kappa says start 3 half PPR. Metcalf, Hill, Wilson, Pickens. Pickens tough matchup, but it's half PPR. I think you have to start him. Wilson for sure. So then it comes down to Metcalf and Hill. Man, they're also tough. I think Wilson is no problem, Alex. I think Wilson's a must start, even if Fields is playing. Good matchup. And I feel like the other 3 are all tied, right? So I know you love DK, Kappa. So the thing is, can you stomach sitting Tyreek Hill, right? For the 1 week he might pop off for 130 and a touchdown. Can you stomach that? So I don't really have an answer for you on that one. I think Wilson is for sure. And I don't have like a guy I'd leave off. I mean, maybe DK, because DK's prop's only at 50 yards, his Vegas prop right now, which is lower than all the other guys. But he's still the alpha in that receiving room. And another tough matchup for DK, I guess, is the thing. They play the Vikings. Blake makes a good point here. ETN's fantasy numbers have gone down each week. And it's not so much just that ETN's numbers have gone down. Tootin looks amazing. And they do like LaQuint Allen as a third down back. So if we're talking about third downs go to Allen, and then we're talking about a 60-40 split on early downs at Tootin, now you're only looking at a 50% snap share for ETN. Yeah. Hey, what up? Oh, thank you for the kind words, Logan. Appreciate you. He's calling me a legend. I am just a human being. I take shits, I piss, I cum, just like everyone else. Massive cum shots, massive shits, of course. But hey, you know what? All right, I'm going to get to my two big things here. Might be four big things that I'm looking forward to in this game that is going to be important for the rest of the season. Questionable stuff. I'm going to start with the Cardinals here. Kyler Murray as a fantasy asset right now. It's been rough. He's been giving you like neutered Kyler Murray performances. He looks bad. At least the eye test is bad. And he's an every week starter for most people that drafted him. It was quarterback 10, quarterback 11. Marvin Harrison is not taking a leap. He's actually taking a step back. You're missing James Conner now. As much as I love Trey Benson, you're missing some stuff in the backfield. So Kyler Murray, I got to pay attention to this game. How does he look? Tough matchup. He's at home, though. If he puts up another 17-point game and it doesn't look great, because of the touchdown rushing, which, early in his career, he had 8 rushing touchdowns and 6 rushing touchdowns. That's not there right now. So he is going to go more into the streamer category for me if it keeps on looking this rough. So that I'm going to look at Marvin Harrison. Is he engaged? Is he pouting? He does tend to. I saw him give up on a few routes. I don't know. I got to see it from Kyler. And then the other thing, the third big thing I just want to see is that, like what Kappa mentioned earlier, was a snap share with Benson. I know he's going to be fine. Is he going to be running between the tackles, or is he going to try to bounce everything? Because James Conner, as we know, is a full-grown man. Trey Benson needs to suck it up and run between the tackles a little bit. He's going to be fine. I just want to see that, and then the snap share. Moving over to the Seahawks. What am I looking for here? Can JSN keep up this top 5 production? Not a tough matchup. You got a banged up Arizona defense. His target share is elite, so I'm looking for that. I want to see. We haven't had news. I'm going to look right now. Have we had news on Zach Charbonnet? Because I'm guessing Charbonnet's playing. Just based on what Vegas has the prop. Vegas has the prop for Kenneth Walker at 49 yards rushing, so I assume that he's playing. What's up, Andre? How you doing? Bryce, I will try my best, my dude. I need a good week too. I had a rough one last week all around. So, but a good first 2 weeks. So I'm still net positive on everything. I want to see if Charbonnet plays. Let's just assume Charbonnet's playing. I'm curious to see what the snap share is, because in the first 2 games when Charbonnet and Walker played, Charbonnet was playing 60% of the snaps. So he's coming off an injury. So if they're going to baby him a little bit, but if it's a 50-50 split with Charbonnet coming off an injury, like that's worrisome for Kenneth Walker. Like if Sharp plays, it needs to be 65% Walker for me to feel comfortable going forward with Walker. Now, if he has a good game and that's a snap share and you get a little lucky with a long touchdown, you got to get rid of Kenneth Walker right away. That's really it. I mean, maybe Cooper Kupp. You want to watch a slow dude play football, a slow white guy? That's Cooper Kupp. That's really it for what I'm looking forward to in this game. Again, I will reiterate my bet. Trey Benson, 55.5. Over 55.5 rushing yards for Trey Benson. Love it. He's going to get a lot of work. That's a 1.5 point spread. They're at home. I don't see either of these offenses putting up enough points to separate to a 2-touchdown lead. So, and I like Kenneth Walker's prop as well. From Logan, should I be starting Trey Benson tonight over Judkins, Goldman, or Pollard? Trey Benson over all of those guys, man. 100% over. Is it either way, whatever the format is, 100% over Golden. Pollard, I could see wanting to play Pollard over him just based on Pollard. Pollard leads the league right now in snap share for running backs. But Trey Benson's going to play a lot. Judkins, tough matchup, man. Really tough matchup. I'm starting Trey Benson just because he's a good player, and it's a above average offense. Pass catching upside. Like Trey Benson is I would say like RB 18 range. So he's firmly inside the top 24. So I mean, unless you have like Alvin Kamara, I might probably start over Trey Benson. Maybe. That's the line for me, is the Alvin Kamara line. Like I'm starting Trey Benson over DeAndre Swift, guys of that ilk. Tony Pollard's tough because Tony Pollard's getting every snap. And the problem with Pollard is he's not catching any passes, and they have 1 rushing touchdown in the year, and the offense is kind of broken. So, yeah, Golden, Jesus. Golden, absolutely not. What did you bet? Money line, Andre, or did you bet, what is it? Is it Seahawks are plus 1.5, right? Cardinals are one of those teams it's like a stay away for me, and I don't bet a lot of lines, but yeah, I mean, McBride's a must start anyway, but you're getting volume with those guys. That's the upside, right? How you doing, Timothy? How do you feel about the Seahawks defense tonight for fantasy? I have them in a lot of spots because I think I started them in 9 leagues last week. Killed it last week. I kept them in about 7. I think I swapped them out in a couple for I think I got Detroit's defense or Houston's defense. A couple really good defenses with better spots. But the one upside you have is starting a team defense is usually one of the safest options in terms of returning value on Thursday Night Football, because Thursday Night Football games are just messy, dude. So you're getting that little boost, I guess you'd say. And it sucks they're not at home. But are you really scared of the Cardinals? Like, they don't really generate explosive plays. Kyler's prone to throwing picks. He can fumble. Tough to sack the man. But I think the Seahawks, I'd probably have them as the top 12, as a team defense 1, if you will. Money line of the Seahawks. Yeah, this is a stay away from me personally. I'll show you my parlay I made. I did like a 6-teamer to get the 30%. It was a 50% boost. And I did Cardinals plus 10.5. Just because I don't feel like the Seahawks have an opportunity to blow them out. Blake says Seahawks wide receivers should pop off tonight. Well, one will. I don't know. I mean, maybe Torrey Horton. I know we've been talking up Torrey Horton on this channel. But Torrey Horton's value is all going to be contingent on Cooper Kupp staying healthy, playing the snaps, because Cooper Kupp is still the number 2 there. It sucks. It really fucking sucks because no one wants to watch that guy play football. He should just go to like the Eagles, where no one wants to watch the Eagles anyway. Put him on the Chiefs, But yeah, it's gross. It's gross. I'm gonna keep on checking this, but if we get any word in the chat, if you guys see what Charbonnet's status is, because they have not released inactives yet. I thought they would have announced it, and I can check my ESPN league I have him in, but I don't know if he's playing. I mean, he should play. What does it say? Does it say anything? Still says questionable. He's expected to play. That came out 4 hours ago. So I guess we can pencil him in for playing. All right. So Kenneth Walker, that's from what I was saying, I'm looking forward to seeing is the snap share, because if you have an injured Charbonnet coming, and the reason Charbonnet should lead this backfield in snaps tonight, but recent history says they have been giving Charbonnet at least more snaps, maybe not more cut touches, but we got Wally. How you doing, Wally World? Need 2 for flex. Kenneth Walker, Zay Flowers, Keenan Allen. What's the format on that one, Wally? If you guys don't tell me, I just assume PPR, but I'd like to know just because it could change things. So Zay Flowers is in there for sure. You're starting Zay off that bad game. Man, I think Keenan Allen and Zay. I'm not a Keenan Allen guy, but until it doesn't happen, like, you kind of have to play him in full PPR over Kenneth Walker. Like, again, if we had no Charbonnet in this game, Walker is like a must start, and now it just becomes more. He's touchdown dependent. He hasn't been getting the receiving work. Sam Darnold does not check the ball down very much. So I think Zay for sure, and then you got to pick your poison on Walker and Keenan Allen. Usually a tiebreaker for me is sit guys on Thursday Night Football, like not Trey McBride and JSN, but usually the tiebreaker is like Thursday Night Football is not really a bonanza of fantasy points. I get the appeal. Like, Walker's a fun player to own, dude. Walker is fun for fantasy because the way he earns his fantasy points is fun, right? Did you see that? Did you see Walker last week jump over that guy? He almost pulled like a mini Antonio Brown. I thought he was going to drop kick the defender in the head. It didn't do anything. It got him like an extra half yard, and he exposed himself to injury, but it was hilarious. Like, Walker is just like too athletic. I have Wilson and Puka as my wide receivers, JT, Jordan Mason as my RB, if that helps. So those guys are all in your lineup for sure. And then you're looking at Walker, Zay Flowers, Keenan Allen. So yeah, Zay Flowers for sure. You're starting Zay Flowers. And then it's just about who do you want? I mean, it's hard for me to get. I think they're tied. So what I said my tiebreaker was, and again, I am not a Keenan Allen guy. It's the Thursday Night Football thing. It's rough. It's rough just because the fantasy points aren't usually there on Thursday Night Football. I guess that's what I would say. And you are also talking about a Tiny Dancer. Why can't I find the Tiny Dancer clip? See, when you have too many clips on here, it's very hard to distinguish. There it is, bottom one. He's a Tiny Dancer. Logan says Juwan Jennings this week for sure over Golden if Juwan plays. I think so, man. I think so, especially with Kittle still being out. They're going to try to, if they can, possibly limit CMC's workload, but it's also Kyle Shanahan. But like they should do that. And Jennings looks good. Purdy loves Jennings. Timothy says, I'm also starting Seahawks defense in a couple leagues. Thanks for confirmation. Also 4 points for passing touchdown league. Darnold, Geno, or Lawrence. And don't get fooled by his numbers last week. That was all when they were down by 24 plus points. But the Bears defense is not good. It's not good. They're missing guys in the secondary. They don't have a good pass rush. I don't know what the hell happened to the Cowboys. I think after that Javonte Williams fumble in the second quarter, when they were getting gashed by Javonte, like their whole offense just fell apart. And it was just dink and dunks to like Ferguson. I guess Lamb got hurt too. So there was a lot of things that happened. But I expect a bounce back game from the Raiders, at least early in the game, right? And I guess the worry there is it's an Ashton Genty game where it's like his coming out party, but their offensive line is just so bad. I like Geno there. Darnold again, Thursday Night Football. I can't do. They bring in Milroe occasionally too in like the red zone. Can't get on board with that. And Lawrence has a tough matchup. Andre, Cooper Kupp was a fantasy goat. Okay, now he's just a goat. Like he's literally like a goat fucker. I mean, he's terrible. Look at his metrics, man. Look at the eye test. Watch him play. He's savvy. The thing is, Cooper Kupp's a pretty good bet to score a touchdown some weeks because he's a savvy little route runner in the red zone. He can't separate it all. And the problem is they're playing JSN 60% of the snaps in the slot. So you have Cooper Kupp who can't separate, can't move, can't run, can't accelerate, playing Y and sometimes X receiver. No, thank you, man. Yeah, the Giants are definitely because their front seven's so good. You can pass them all day. Coop TD tonight. Did I put Cooper Kupp in let me see. I might have put him in the parlay. I might have taken him out because I was scared. I took him out. I was going to do 3+ catches for Cooper Kupp as like an alt line because I think he's like 4.5 maybe. I think I got scared. A little too scared for that one. I am doing a late night show, gentlemen, after the game too, if you want to tune in for that. This one will be kind of short, but Benson, Coop, Sharp. You're talking about the touchdown scorer thing. See, I don't fuck with anytime touchdown scores. All I'll do is I'll throw a first touchdown score in a deep parlay to just juice it up to where I can get like $1,000 on a $10 bet. While we're here, I'll put my parlays up. Oh, Wally, what a guy! It was good, man. Miniature golf, dinner, played some slots. Well, we lost money in slots real fast, as you know. That happens. Bryce says between Benson, Pollard, Jalen Warren, who's hurt. Warren's fine. Who should I start? RB1 and flex full PPR. Benson for sure, and then, dude, I think it's Pollard. Warren has a tough matchup. Warren has a really tough matchup. So, I would say Benson and Pollard. I'm gonna put my parlays up here in a minute that I placed again. Like, tail all these bets, tail them at your own risk. Like don't put, if you want to put a bunch of money on them, I can't stop you, but this is entertainment purposes only. We're trying to entertain ourselves, win a little bit of coin if we can. Hey-o. Thanks, Wally. I do have an announcement for those actual professional fanatics in here, the guys that are in the Discord and all that. I do have a almost certainly sponsor taking over or helping out with the show here next week. I'm not going to put the name down because the contract's not set yet, but it is a sports betting player prop kind of situation, similar to Underdog, but it's not Underdog. They're going to be sponsoring the channel. I'm going to have an awesome promo for all you guys. I have my own contest sponsored by the channel, so it'll be like my contest. You guys can all join, play. Helps the channel as well because I get a lot of pushbacks from that. But kind of a newer upstart company, but they seem super legit. I'm still looking into some of it, but super nice guy that reached out to me, and luckily came on a good show. Or are they all good shows? It was a night where me and Story were on, and you guys, the chat, I will say this, you guys are the reason because they saw how engaged the chat is and how awesome the chat was, and just the general dynamics of the show is just different than you're going to get most other places. So we'll see. It's a start. I'm going to start a Patreon here shortly too. Hopefully I'll be monetized soon. YouTube takes forever on that. Just a lot of ways to keep this thing going because I'm going full bore, as you guys know, and it's hard to do that forever. So good call, CK. I think it was a Saturday. It might have been the Saturday night show. Yeah, I think it was. That was a good show. All right, I'm going to put my bets up here. My deep cut bets here. One of them's not deep. One of them's like a money builder here. So I'm gonna go to the smaller odds one here first. It's a boost. Take this comment down. So here we go. It's alternate lines on all of them. I think they're all pretty easy. I think under 53.5 could be a tough one, just because crazy shit could happen. But Cardinals plus 10.5. I could have done Seahawks plus 10.5. I'm gonna take the home team plus the field goal on the hook, the touchdown field goal on the hook. Marvin Harrison, if he doesn't get 25 yards, he's dead to me. Kenneth Walker with Charbonnet playing is a little risky at 40 plus, but I love the Benson one. Trey McBride's gonna get those catches. So that's a 4-1 bet with a profit boost. I think it has a 50% chance to hit. Could be wrong. And then here's the deep shot one. I like this one a lot. Might seem weird because it's Trey McBride first touchdown score. It's like 10-1 for that. That's why I chose it. And then we got, these are all standard lines. Harrison 47, Trey Benson 58, Walker 52, and Darnold over 8.5 rushing yards. But that's a $10 bet to win $2,000. So I feel like that's better than what the odds say. Granted, it's boosted and all that, but what are your guys' thoughts on this deep cut bet here? I was thinking about doing Kyler first touchdown scorer as well. Trey Benson was only like 4.5-1 odds. That's not enough to build something like this. I want at least a 10-1 shot. And Trey McBride, I mean, he caught one last week. He's going to catch more this year. What are we thinking on this bet here? That would be one of my bigger ones I've ever had. Actually, it might be my biggest. What is that? $1,900. I've had a couple $10 to win $1,650 or $1,680, like $1,680. That would probably be my biggest one because usually I do a long shot TD parlay. I'll go back, Tyler. Usually I do a long shot like 20-1, and then I just do 2 or 3 other legs. So this one has 4 other legs that are stock. That's the tricky part. Here's the other one. This is the safer one, I guess. Unfortunately, it's hard to say anything safe when you throw 6 legs in there, which I don't. Again, I usually like doing 3 or 4 legs. So I don't know. Maybe I got ahead of my skis on these ones. Most likely to miss, I'd say, is Kenneth Walker or the under. I'd say the under for the game is most likely to miss. Trey Benson's going to get 40 yards. I think Trey McBride's going to get 5 catches. If Marvin doesn't get 25, then just, you know what? He's dead to me forever. So, hey, what's going on, Mark? How we doing? Yeah, Walker over is tough for that one. I get that. I mean, dude, if Marvin can't get 25 yards, Sharp is playing Wally. Well, yeah, this one, of course, it's only 4-1. The other one is whatever it is, like 100. It's 200-1. The other one's 200-1. So the other one's a long shot. But I feel like the other one should be more like 100-1. So yeah, here's the thing: is you don't have to tail these. Like these are just more ideas, right? Like again, I'm never telling you guys to tail any of the bets. If you like them, do them. You know, take your research, take your gut feelings, pair them with what I have. Let's see. So yeah, Tyler says I'm taking McBride receptions, Benson yards, Marvin Harrison receptions in the move. Yeah, that's not going to pay very much because these are alt lines. So that's going to be like almost even odds bet. And you can't do the boost. The boost needs to be at plus 300 to boost it. That's why I did the 6 legs because I didn't want to do any of these standard lines. Blake says Torrey over 25.5. That's a risky. You know what I would like to do with Torrey if you want to sprinkle something on there? If you like that one, I get it. I would do the alternate line because there's a chance he gets like 6 yards, right? Or he barely sees the field. Not barely sees the field, but plays 40-50% of the snaps. I like the alt line because you can do like 50 plus. That might be 3-1 odds. I feel like a horse's patoot when he hits 27 yards, but some of these like guys like, so my Darius Slayton bet on Sunday hit, but Darius Slayton had been playing 95% of the snaps going into that game. The one on Monday night, who did I have? It was, it was Jahmyr Gibbs. But the other one we talked about was Rashad Bateman that we all put in parlays. That one hit. Bateman plays the second most receiving snaps. Unfortunately, Torrey Horton's the third option there. So that's the problem. All right, we got a baller here, Tyler. I love it, man. Again, all at your own discretion, boys. I don't want anyone coming after me telling me I lost them money. But ooh, now that's juicy. Michael Wilson over 21. Is Zay Jones out? So I think Zay Jones is out. Not that should affect Michael Wilson too much because Michael Wilson is the 2 there. So I do like that one, man. I'm a big Michael Wilson fan. I have him in so many best balls, and he has a touchdown this year, but he hasn't really performed. I think maybe I think Greg Dortch could be a sneaky play too. His number might be lower, like 17.5. Yeah, because Michael Wilson is the starting X receiver essentially already. So even with Dortch playing or with Zay playing. So yeah, Dortch will step into the Jones role. And I like Greg Dortch. So yeah. Yeah, all those are good. I like all those. Again, if you're in here new to the channel, give me a sub, give me a like, and we're doing this 7 nights a week, gentlemen. This is more gambling, but like we'll answer. Mostly it's fantasy, but this like the pre Thursday night show is gonna be a lot more gambling based. Saturday night show is gambling, and the rest is all fantasy, and just a bunch of random hubbub. Right, the sharp thing, and like I said, with what I was trying to pay attention to for like the implications of this game moving forward is if we see Sharp, little dinged up, and he missed Sunday. This is a short week, and he plays 60% of the snaps or even 50% of the snaps. That's not good for Kenneth Walker's like long-term outlook because he has outsnapped Kenneth Walker in the healthy games they played together. Right. Sharp is getting the goal line touches. So that's the problem with Kenneth Walker for fantasy. Last week was an easy smash. And I will say, Kenneth Walker had two plays called back last week. So his 2 touchdown, 40-yard performance, whatever it was, should have been a lot bigger. We know Kenneth Walker, like 40 yards, 50, I think it's 52 yards is a standard line. He can get that in one play where like certain guys just can't, like your plotters can't. And he is not a plotter. Like Zach Charbonnet is not going to break out a 50-yard run. Although maybe I stand corrected because we saw David Montgomery's ass bust out a 70-yard run against the Ravens, even though he got caught. I can't believe he got caught in that play. Like the guy that was directly trailing him was like a nickel corner. He couldn't catch him. And there's a safety that was way behind him that caught him on like the 10-yard line. That's David Montgomery though, man. He's a grinder. I think I saw him on Grindr, actually. A really hot profile pic. He's got a really nice shirtless selfie on there. I guarantee he's hogged out too. All right, I got a little bit more time here. What do we got? I got Sharp in fantasy. He's like my 6th back behind Saquon, Cook, Judkins, Genty, and JCM 10-man league. Hey-o. Dude, in a 10-man league, I think it could be time to cut bait on JCM right now. He's hurt right now. It's a 3-way committee. It's literally a 3-way committee. They like Chris Rodriguez. McNichols is like a 3rd down back. So, like, you're getting a shitty situation there. And right now, Washington's just banged up. Oh, we were just talking about this. Matthew, how you doing, man? We were just talking about this. My line for Trey Benson, because we were talking about, I forget who the other ones were that I said Trey Benson for sure. The line for me was Alvin Kamara, like the line, right? In terms of like where I rank him. That's so tough. What's the format, Matthew? In full PPR, I think I just go Kamara. I know he's not catching passes yet this year at his normal rate or even like close to his normal rate. But it's Alvin Kamara. So if it's full PPR, it's Kamara. If it's half PPR, I'm going Benson. Full PPR. What do you guys think in the chat? Help us decide this one because like before you made this comment, like 100%, I said the line was Alvin Kamara. I'm just pretty partial to Trey Benson because I have so many shares of him and I think he's looked good this year. That's the thing, and Kamara's disappointed a bit. I don't like the odds, Bryce. I don't know what it is, but it's probably even money. I don't know if I like the odds. Yeah, Matthew, I think just not overthink it and just play Kamara, and then you can wait and see on Benson. And the thing is, sometimes when you have a good option like that, when he goes off on your bench, you don't have to feel bad about it because it's reaffirming what, the asset you have, It's not a bad thing. Like, you don't want to root for him to do bad tonight. I know it's like human nature, right? When you bench a guy, you like root against him. But in this case, I get the fact that it's Thursday night game. It's his first game starting. We got to see how much they mix in DeMarcado and what is his passing down role going to be, right? Because he might just take the James Conner role, which traditionally has been a good pass catching role, but this year has not because Trey Benson was playing those 3rd down snaps. CK, should I drop JCM in a 10-man league? I guess it's all about who for who. For who, CK? Because if he's like your fifth running back and Blake Corum's available, like I just don't see any world where you're going to feel comfortable starting JCM unless they literally like release Chris Rodriguez or McNichols gets hurt and it's a two-man. And a two-man committee, I like JCM, but right now it's a three-man committee and that offense isn't that good. Woody Marks, damn. I don't think I'd do it for Woody Marks. There's got to be someone better. Is Rico Dowdle available? And I don't think I want to do that either. I think you hold pat at this point. Like if there is like a smash available, I would do it as in like Tyler Algier, Blake Corum, one of those guys. I would do it. Brian Robinson Jr. In like Rico Dowdle. I like him as a handcuff. He's getting some run, but like JCM has the ability to actually be the leader in that backfield, like based on talent and the situation could change. Or like Rico Dowdle, he might eat into the workload, but it's not going to be. JCM has more upside. Here's what I'll say to that comment. Sorry, Blake. So the first game of the season, the Charbonnet had all the good running room, right? And he had like 7 or 8 yards of carry. And it was Kenneth Walker that had like 10 carries for 20 yards. The second game, it flipped, right? And their roles didn't change, but the second game, it was, yeah, you said 15 carries, 10 yards. And then Kenneth Walker had like the more running room. So that's not an indictment on these players or scheme even. It was just situational. Sometimes the play just doesn't materialize. So I don't think that should that's not going to factor into the team's decision. The snap share doesn't matter. That doesn't matter for the snap share. The snap share matters how much they trust Charbonnet's health right now. And are they willing to run him out there for 50% of the plays when they know he's a valuable member of their team? They need him. Oh, Tyler, that's a three. It'd be 3+ receptions, huh? Or yeah, so three wins the bet. That's the one thing. That's why I bet his rushing yards at 55.5, 56.5, opposed to the total number. Because usually I like doing total number for running backs. He's projected 21 receiving yards. He's projected 56, or that's what his line is: 56 rushing yards and 21 receiving yards, and his total number was like 83 yards. But I'm more worried about his pass catching upside, at least in this game early in the year, than I am his rushing prowess. So, hey, what's up? P.S. How you doing? Best is Rico. I would rather hold on to JCM than Rico, man. And I'm a big Rico guy. Rico's actually stealing some like goal line work and it might be a 50-50 committee there, but it's still Carolina. Give me the Washington back. That's a rookie. Is Diggs worth a roster spot for maybe later in the season? Yeah, I was just looking at today because I was thinking about maybe placing a bet on him on beating the odds. His number is 37.5 receiving yards this week. I was looking at his snap share, and it's slowly gone up each game. He's only playing 50% of the snaps, but the actual snaps he's playing has gone up each game from like 28 to 34 to 37 snaps. So I think he can get 40 this game. That's why I was looking to bet him because I want to get ahead of the curve, right? I mean, it must be a 10-team league. I would not grab him in a half PPR. If it's a full PPR, I'm more into Diggs. I feel like he could be a PPR scam at some point because no one else has shown out. They're playing Kyle Williams. They're not really booties out there, but like, and Hunter Henry's been the number one. So Trey Benson's minus 156 over 2. Now, I would do the alt line if anything. I'm not laying 156 on that. I don't do business that way. So we got Mike in here. Welcome, Mike. I don't know if I've seen you on here. Appreciate the comment. Which two would you start this week? Tony Pollard, Jaylen Warren, or Trey Benson? Trey Benson, 100%, 100%, 100%. I think it's Tony Pollard and Trey Benson. Jaylen Warren is a tough matchup. You have occasional Kenneth Gainwell games. Who knows if this is the week that Caleb Johnson sees the field? Not likely. Not bloody likely. But it's Tony Pollard leads all running backs in snap share right now. He's playing like 92% of the snaps. Tajay Spears is still a week or two away. They're going to run Pollard into the ground. Again, not an easy matchup against Houston, but it's not the hardest matchup in the world. They're tougher to pass against. So it's Tony Pollard and Trey Benson for me in any format. Toss me a sub if you want to continue to have this awesome dynamic here of it's not just me. The community is going to give you some good answers too. We have a Discord going on. Big things coming here in the near future. Tyler, how do you feel about Trey Benson, 3 receptions? Okay, he already said that. Which my bad. Silver Soul, Jordan Addison or Bateman? My team is banged up. Ooh, Jordan Addison first week back. Probably Bateman, dude. Probably Bateman. I think if it's full PPR, I think you might want to go Addison because I feel like he could have 4 or 5 catches. Half PPR, I'm going Bateman for sure. He's most likely to score a touchdown. They're running the ball so much there in Minnesota right now. They're hiding their quarterbacks. Their defense is elite. So Addison does not have the blow-up potential Bateman has. And Bateman looked good last week. They're going to need him. What's up, Lion? The Lion. Corum or Tillman in my last spot. Is this just for a stash? Because I always prefer the running back, and I love Cedric Tillman, but Blake Corum is a top 4 handcuff in my mind. So, Cliff, dude, I will be covering the NBA. Not until the fantasy season's over, though. I'm gonna go full into the NBA at least like 3 nights a week. Once fantasy football's over, I'll still do like the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl and all that stuff, but like not every night thing. I was just telling the guys I partnered with I'm not going to say the company, but I partnered with a sponsor. They do pick'ems, they do daily fantasy, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have an awesome promo code for you guys. I'm going to be on there, have my own contest sponsored by this channel, and we do a lot of NBA stuff. So, but it's going to be a month or two into the season, unfortunately, because I can't do both. Football's my bread and butter, and this is where the money's made. So Seahawks got 8 by CMC J. Warren. Yeah, he did, but it was mostly through the air, I will say. Like it was a lot of receptions, but Cat for life, Jordan Love or the Baker. It's Jordan Love this week, man. Jordan Love's matchup's cake matchup. I know they're banged up, but on the receiving end of it, but it's the matchup. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. It's all good, man. You know, like the real is going to recognize the real, and that's the Discord people, the people that are in the Discord, the people that have been tuning in every show in the last 3 weeks, which is like 20 hours of content a week that I've seen most of you guys on. So those are the people I want, the people that are committed, that are into this community, because as you guys know that are in the Discord, that have been in these chats, like it's different than other channels. I have Hall. Do I handcuff Allen? I mean, even if you have Hall, I would rather have Blake Corum than Allen, because I know Blake Corum's going to be a stud if he's a starter. I don't know what Braylon Allen would be, right? Isaiah Davis is still there. So if Breece Hall gets hurt, you might have a 60-40, 60% Allen, 40% Isaiah Davis on a pretty bad Jets offense, opposed to 80% of Blake Corum on a very good Rams offense. Ooh, Golden Legacy game coming this week. You're talking about Matthew Golden? I don't know, man. I am not a fan. It better happen soon because you got no Jaden Reed. And like, if it doesn't happen now, when's it going to happen? Not a fan. Hey, babe, can you grab me a beer? Thank you. I'm going to play a clip here and then grab a beer, and I will be back in like 10 seconds. Yeah, something like that, I think. Yeah.
Hey, gang, what's the action?
What's going on here?
Asians love gambling.
You know these guys?
Yeah, from now.
Oh, that clip sucks. I got a new one I just added on here.
Peter, you're more excited than Adrian Peterson at an arboretum.
Daddy, what kind of tree is that?
Man, I want to beat you with so many things around here.
We know AP loves those switches, man. Feel sorry for his children. What's more egregious? I'm going to throw this. Just Adrian Peterson like beating the shit out of his kid, or Michael Vick dogfighting and like leading the ring. I don't know if he was necessarily killing the dogs, but they did die. What's more egregious, Adrian Peterson or Michael Vick? Both got, I think, a year-long suspension. Oh, Michael Vick went to prison, so. But what's worse? I mean, kids and dogs are the two things I personally hate when people fuck with. Innocent creatures, innocent little kids. What's worse? We got CK saying AP. It's a tricky one, man. It's really tricky because, like, in the South, right, dogfighting is 100% like a way of life. And now we're talking about like in old school stuff. Like my dad, for instance, he's 67. He went to a Catholic school, and like the teachers beat his ass with rulers and shit. So like they were both really, really important. They were both part of our society for a while. And I feel like dogfighting is weirder dogs, but what happened? Internet went out. Ah, you do. I know. My thing went. I'm gonna put these banners up. Can you guys hear me still? I think you can still hear me. I will get this fixed in a second. This tends to happen from time to time. I'll put this banger up here while I talk to you guys, and then I will get the camera up and rolling. So, okay, I guess I'll talk, and I have this up here, and I will figure out a way to get my camera up. My wife made a good point in the other room. She said sometimes people's dogs are their kids, right? In terms of Michael Vick and like Adrian Peterson comparison. So for me, I don't have children, so my dog and dogs before the other one passed away, I'm getting another one shortly, are my kids. Ryan, how you doing, buddy? Logan, you guys think the Cardinals score a lot of points tonight? Man, this could be it's a Thursday night game in general, which is usually shitty. They have to do something because they had 6 points in the first half against the Niners. They've been slow. All right, let me see how I can. Let's see. Give me 1 second on this video here. There it is. There we are. I'm good. All right, I'm back. That was I don't know why I keep on doing this. It makes me go from 1080p to 720p. I feel like it looks the same. Whatever. I gotta get set up. Again, the funds I put into this already is a lot, so I can't just keep on upgrading. But there'll be a day where I'm gonna upgrade soon when I have some cash flow coming in from this elite channel. Remains to be seen, though. Yeah, bro. Addison's. I mean, if the fact he was available, like a lot of people held on to Addison like the whole time. They drafted him and held on to him. I did in a couple leagues. They're deeper leagues, but I would temper your expectations for Addison the near future, just because we got to see how many attempts are they going to allow Carson Wentz to throw. How long is Carson Wentz the starter? Is that offensive line going to pass block a little bit? Is that defense going to just allow 6 points and have 2 defensive touchdowns every game? There's a lot of moving parts there. Outside of Justin Jefferson and Jordan Mason, I'm not comfortable starting anyone. And Justin Jefferson looks more like he's in the wide receiver 2 conversation. Now, I'm buying low on Justin Jefferson right now if I can. That is an ultimate buy low because there's no questions, right? Like Jamar Chase, okay, yeah, he doesn't have his quarterback anymore. Like, we weren't ever banking in Justin Jefferson having amazing quarterback play. It's just a system, and they still have that. What's up, Jacob? Geno or Kyler, 6 per passing touchdown? Man, I do like Geno as a streamer this week, but unfortunately, Kyler is still in that back half of, 10, 11, 12, 13 quarterbacks. So I think you give Kyler one more shot tonight. Tough matchup. Geno's got a better matchup, but I think the 6 for a passing touchdown does kind of change. If it was 4 for a passing touchdown, you're playing Kyler easy. 6 makes it a little tough, but I think I'm still going to, this early in the year, still roll with the guy I drafted as my starter. If it doesn't happen this week and it's really bad, the thing about Kyler is he always has a good floor for the most part. It's just his ceiling games have not been there. So I don't know if this is necessarily the ceiling game, but Geno, Geno's numbers last week, if you watch the game, he had 124 yards passing going into the fourth quarter. And they were down by fucking 24 points. And then he put up this gigantic, that's the same thing with Trey Tucker. Like, dude, that was all garbage time, like a whole quarter of garbage time. So Mark says Kyler and Judy for Herbert. Yeah, I mean, Jerry Judy's a nothing. So you're definitely, Judy doesn't even count. Unless it's like a 14-teamer, maybe even a 12-teamer, maybe a little bit. A 14-teamer, Judy's important, but a 10 or 12-team league, who cares about Judy? Cedric Tillman's getting more volume there. They like Harold Fannin. They're going to run the ball. So I'm 0-3, got offered Flowers for Rice. I have London, Pittman, Olave, Coleman, Waddle. So you get Flowers for his Rice. I think you got to do it, man. Flowers has a week 7 bye. So you get 4, 5, 6 out of him. And Rice doesn't even come back till week 7. So, like, if you wait on, I like Rice post week 7. I prefer Rice over Flowers, but it's not that vastly. Is this full PPR? It's not that big of a gap. And like you might be 1-6, 1-5, 1-6 by the time you get Rice back. So I would do the Flowers trade. I mean, you do have some good depth at receiver right now. Honestly, I do like her depth, like London, Pittman, like London, Olave. But the problem is you have 3 like rotating guys that are like Pittman's probably the most consistent. But Pittman, Coleman, and Waddle are all kind of tougher starts. So at least now you can just start Flowers, London, and you can start Flowers, London, and Olave, or Flowers, London, and Pittman instead of starting 2 of those guys. So I would probably do it, man. If you were 1-2, it'd be a tougher decision. If you were 2-1, I probably wouldn't do it. If you were 3-0, I definitely wouldn't do it. But 0-3, you got to start making some moves because you're 1 loss away. 0-4 is you have to play the rest of the season perfect because you haven't even had bye weeks hit yet. And you might have some really tough bye weeks for yourself. You might have some teams that, I always go through when I draft, check my schedule. In like home leagues, there's going to be a lot of trades. So like the bye weeks aren't as sticky. But the Fantrax leagues I play, there's no trades. So I go through after every draft and I check. That kind of affects my my bench a little bit on who I'm picking up because I see what teams are going to be decimated by buys when I play them. So like I have some leagues where I just have like awesome situations where like every time I play a team, like week 5, they have Bijan and like Caleb and like Adunze. But then I have like week 8, sometimes I play a team that has no buys, which is by Mageddon. So it just all depends. That's one of the lucky things. It's things that we don't talk about in fantasy. That's like luck is like who you play and when you play them, just like the NFL, right? You could play a team week 3 in the NFL that looks like a really, really easy matchup, but you play them a week 12, it's a hard matchup. Like maybe the Giants are that team this year, right? They have a good defense. Maybe Jackson Dart comes out and looks good, and they're a tough matchup week 12. But right now it was a free win. Tyler says, Kyler, 1 passing touchdown, Benson, 40 rushing and 3 receptions, McBride, 5 receptions, Marvin Harrison, 25 yards. What are the odds on that one, Tyler? They're all pretty. I'm trying to think. The one that I don't like, the one I like the least is probably, they're all, it's probably what, 3-1, 4-1, 3-1. Matthew, 14-man league. My running backs are Gibbs, Williams, Kamara, and Benson. Got McConkey and Buka and Jennings. Trade Kamara for Jamar Chase. Oh, dude, trade Kamara right now for Jamar Chase. Get off this show or whatever you got to do. Make that trade, dude. Run. Jamar Chase, that's crazy. Plus 287 from Tyler. Yeah, that seems like, I'd say that's a 50% chance to hit, and you're getting better than 50% odds. So 14-man league, dude, he must need a running back. Just fucking do it. Who cares? You got Williams. That's the easiest trade in the world. Like Jamar Chase is still a wide receiver 1. Alvin Kamara is not even a running back 1. So I would go Caleb over Bo Nix. Probably, man. It's a good matchup. Caleb, you just got to play him. Bo Nix, they might run the ball more this week. Their defense is better. Oh, very nice words from Matt. That's the key. You gotta boost that baby up. I like that one. That's similar to the one I did, honestly. Don Bond, how you been, buddy? Haven't seen you around in a bit. Pickens, Hampton for Chase and Pacheco. That's Jamar Chase. 14 PPR. I would not do that one, bro. I want Pickens and Hampton. Pacheco's like a nothing. So essentially it's Pickens and Hampton for Chase and a bench running back. In a 14-teamer, I could see starting Pacheco. He might have some big weeks, but like I want Pickens and Hampton. I don't like Hampton. I do now, but like I'm not a fan of his player profile. I don't think he's that good, but he's the only show in town, and that's a good offense. So, and George Pickens has 3 or 4 weeks to just dominate. He's gonna be fine all year. So it's Pickens and Hamptons for me. It's not really that close. It's crazy to turn down a trade for Jamar Chase, but if it was like, if you got like Javonte Williams or something, you know what I mean? Or you got like a more Trey Benson or Scatabo. If it was Chase and Scatabo, okay, I'm doing that trade. But Pacheco, kind of liked him in the preseason. I only have 1 share of Pacheco, thank God. No, that was he was talking about another one. I can put that up for you guys. This is a safe one. I don't know how safe it is, but I feel like they're all. I'm trying to think. No 6-legger is safe, as we know. I would never do a 6-legger on all player props unless it was crazy long odds because one of those guys gets hurt, you're fucked. So I added in the lines there, alternate lines. I'm worried about, I think, Kenneth Walker on this one is the most worrisome, and maybe Trey McBride. All he needs is 5 catches, though, right? Mark, what was your question above? Sorry if I missed you. Oh, sorry, Mark. Benson and Connor were a near split. You think coaching takes some approach with Benson and DeMarcado? No. The split was because Benson was that good. DeMarcado's awful. Like, DeMarcado's a pipsqueak. He's awful. He's not good. He can only play third downs, and that was why the split was they're trying to keep their old trusty veteran healthy, and James Conner, who has a long list of injuries in his career, and they need him, right? He's also like the leader of he's like the leader in the locker room, man. Everyone loves James Conner. That's why they injured so hard to stomach, even if you didn't have James Conner. I had 0 James Conner and I had 11 Trey Benson going into that week, and like even I was like upset by it, just because like I love James Conner. He's won me a lot of money in the past. That year when Le'Veon Bell held out, I got him every league, like 14 or 15 leagues in the last round. He dominated that year. So I love James Conner in general. Guy's a consummate pro. Cheerio. Who do I got winning today? Dude, I don't even know. I can't even pick one. Can I say tie? Because there is a chance of a tie. If I had to bet my money, I think the Seahawks would be the safe bet. I'm going to go the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have a little more juice on offense. Now, they haven't showed it, but I don't really trust Darnold that much. I'll show you the FanDuel one. This is the long banger. Again, I'm not really advising you guys to play this one, but again, these first touchdown scores, Trey McBride's 9-1 or 10-1. That's how it got to this long of odds. You can lose these bets in the first 5 minutes of the game, which is the problem. And none of these are alt lines. These are all standard lines. So a little worried about Kenneth Walker. That'd be the one. Obviously, Marvin Harrison. Sam Darnold over 8.5 yards doesn't seem too crazy. But step one, first touchdown. You got to do it. Oh, look who it is. I have not seen this dude in a long time. Pierre. We got Pierre in the chat. Hey, thanks for that ass whooping last week, dude. I love how every time I face you, I have to go against Tucker Kraft because you're the only one that took Tucker Kraft instead of me. God damn it. Don Bond, thoughts on Scat Golden should trade for him. Is that Scat? It says Cat, but I'm thinking you're saying Scat. I'm not a big Golden guy. He hasn't showed it to me, man. And like Jaden Reed will be coming back. And like again, I said this prior a couple days ago. The nice thing about the injury that we had with Matthew Golden was he was going to play through that broken foot all year. Now he got 2 surgeries at once, man. So he literally fixed his clavicle and he fixed his foot. So when he comes back, he will be theoretically healthier than he would have been any other time. Now it's not till week 12, but you got him. You're going to get Christian Watson back at some point, I think. So like Matthew Golden, he's got to show it these next couple of weeks or he's going to be buried again. That's what it was, Matthew. I was like, are you talking about Scatabo? I mean, you could trade for him because his stock's pretty low. Cheerio, starting Benson over Marv today. You agree? 100%. Take the running back that's going to get to work. And Marvin Harrison can't catch. So Kraft is balling. Last week was rough. I hate that Fitzpatrick got that stupid touchdown. And I looked, man, Kraft played 83% of the snaps. So, like, I think he played that whole drive getting down there, and they gave him, like, 3 plays off. And, of course, that's the touchdown. Tucker Kraft's the man. Apparently, Ferguson's the man, though. Ferguson was my number 1 pillar player last year for the same reasons. He's doing well this year. And then, of course, Ferguson gets hurt week 3, comes back week 5. He's hobbled, and Dak gets hurt week 7. That ruins his year. But kind of pisses me off because I kind of faded Ferguson a little bit this year because I had a little PTSD. Benson or Mason this week? It's still Mason, dude. As much as I love Benson, Mason is like he's a bell cow where I don't know if Benson is going to be, not to mention the matchup is tougher with Arizona facing Seahawks tonight. Yeah, the profit boost makes them all more appealing, baby. We got Flo in here. I think Flo, you're a German, right? This is greetings from Germany, Flo. How's Germany going? Isn't it like fucking 3 a.m. there or some shit? Oh, he said it. I didn't read the bottom of it. Yeah, Germany again. I got a good memory. A selective memory. Start Benson over Walker with the Charbonnet back. Yeah, Benson over Walker. It's close, but I'm taking the guy that's going to get more work, and I know he's going to get the goal line work. Like, they're not putting DeMarcado in unless it's like 3rd and 7 from the 7. So Benson's getting the goal line work. Charbonnet might still get the goal line work, so it's Benson. All right, I got a couple more minutes here, gentlemen. I got to go just through my lineups and do a couple of things before the game. I will be going live again tonight. I'll set it. I'll set it so you can see it. It's probably gonna be 11 p.m. Central Time. That'll be a longer show. I'll probably be shit-faced by then, so that'll be fun for all you guys. I might have a guest on too. We'll see. I got a deep bench, so sometimes I like to do these shows by myself because I can get through all the comments. But when I do them with a guest, I can't. It's just so hard to have a conversation with a guest and get 2 takes on each opinion or each question. So when I do them by myself, I can fire through all these questions here. Heyo, Mouth South, how you doing, buddy? Weekly pod, love it. Again, check out Mouth South's pod. He sent it in the Discord. For those, we want the Discord people. Those are the loyal listeners. Last name McAuliffe. Full PPR traded Ken Walker for Sutton. Oh, I don't know about Sutton over Pearsall, bro. If it's half PPR, Sutton. Full PPR, I'm preferring Pearsall. But yeah, I like that trade. Sutton's good. Logan, I don't think he has. So his receiving upside for me is yards, right? Like, because he can bust out like a 40-yard reception. I don't think he's gonna have 4 or 5 catches, if that's what you mean, but he can have 2 or 3. I think 2 or 3, but he can do a lot like with those 2 or 3 catches. I think he's gonna more revert to the James Conner kind of grinder back, but that's fine for fantasy because we want guys that can catch passes, that are dynamic, and get the goal line work. That's what Trey Benson is. Pierre, we're in all the same leagues against each other. I'm not giving you advice. I will give you advice, but this is for Fantrax, Pierre. No problem, Logan. All right. Really need your help. I'll get to your in a second, McAuliffe. Really need your help in debating this for a start. Okay. Am I in this league with you, Pierre? He's going to say no. I'm going to look at his lineup and it's going to say yes. I can help you out. I think I'm not doing great in the leagues I'm in with you. I'm 3-0 in like 6 of them, and like one of them is a $500 league, which is what's up. Let's see. Although I did just lose CD Lamb, which hurts, but I'm 3-0. Really need your help. Start 3 of the following 5. Marvin Harrison, Devonta Smith, Pittman, Debo, Terry's out, and T. Higgins. So 3. For sure, you're starting Debo because Terry McLaurin's probably not playing. Dude, Terry McLaurin's probably going on the IR. He's going for a second opinion after he went to a specialist. And what do we know about second opinions? It's usually bad news because they want to get a better opinion. So McLaurin's definitely not playing this week, at least from my sources. So it's Debo. It's going to be Harrison. I don't think you can play Harrison. I'm playing him when I have to, but I bench him in a few spots. T. Higgins against Denver's tough. It's about like who is Surtain going to cover, right? Who's he going to shadow? And I'm guessing it's Chase, but they move Chase around a lot more than Higgins. So I think Pittman is in there. I think it's Debo, Smith, and Pittman. Is that crazy? Higgins so inconsistent. Harrison so inconsistent. Give me the consistent guys there. Last name says guy traded Marv Harrison for Quentin Johnson. Marvin Harrison still wins that trade. It can't keep on being this bad. As much as I told Pierre to sit Marvin Harrison, like I don't know. I think Trey Harris is still going to have a role there. I don't think they're going to throw the ball a million times. So, well, I know we're not playing against each other, but it doesn't matter. Like you're my biggest competition, Pierre. Generally, even if your record doesn't show say so, I know you're a savvy player. I know you're going to make the adjustments. If you do have a bad record in any of the leagues I'm in, I think it's like we can both say the same about each other. And better days will be ahead. So, like, I don't want to play you in the playoffs. I'll give you that advice, though. I mean, again, I think is that what you would have done? Right now, he has Debo, Pitt, and Smith. I know, because like the upside of those guys isn't quite what it is with the other guys, but you're not going to get goose eggs from those guys. They got both teams get a rushing and passing touchdown in each half. Well, that's a lot. That would be, what, 8 touchdowns in the game minimum. That's 56 points with no field goals. Like that's just, I think if you're going to go down that road, I would probably just bet the alternate total at like 57.5 and you can get like 8-1 odds or whatever, 6-1 odds. You know what I mean? Just because that's just so crazy. Like that's like Keno, like doing like crazy Keno combinations. Good luck to you, Blake. Thanks again for tuning in. But thoughts on Jacoby Myers? He'll be fine. It just sucks that Trey Tucker got all that shit from him. The problem is that Genty is going to eventually have some relevance, a little more volume, and Brock Bowers has done nothing. So Brock Bowers will still be good. So I still like Jacoby Myers. He's a safe wide receiver 3. Like, the conversation going into this year was like pretty much Shakir and Jacoby Myers. And I was kind of leaning Shakir just based on like, give me someone attached to Josh Allen. But I'd much rather have Jacoby Myers now with what I'm seeing. Got the Lion here. Ridley or Trey Tucker? It's still Ridley. Do not buy into Trey Tucker. Again, all of his production came in garbage time. Trey Tucker has every touchdown, 4 touchdowns this year. Like I'm not buying in. It was the Troy Franklin thing for me last week. Everyone was saying you got to start Troy Franklin. I said do not even pick him up. Trey Tucker is worth a stash and worth a deep start, but I'm still not playing him over Calvin Ridley, who's playing 80% of the snaps, and he's still the number 1 there. Debo, Pittman, Harrison. Well, Devontae does tend to be silent. That's for sure. Start 2 of the 4. I think this is the one that I'm against you in, Pierre. I know I'm against you. I know I'm against you in at least one this week. You have so many different names in there. It's hard to keep track. But Judkins, Scat, Warren, ETN. I can't even give you an answer because I think I'm in the same league as you. You son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think you want to have 3 fucking players on any team on your team, and definitely not 3 Raiders. So I think what you want to do. I mean, you needed to get rid of Laporta because you already had Brock Bowers. So try to flip Myers. Try to flip Myers again. Or no, you can't trade Genty and you can't trade Brock. So you have to trade Myers. That is true. Warren went to questionable. Oh, I got a fucking bot in here. Stupid. Dom, I love Chickaconquo. He should have had a much bigger first 2 weeks. He's a streamer at this point. Anytime touchdown. I don't really fuck with those too much, Tyler. I do first touchdowns just because I put them in parlays. Or if I see an egregious like 25-1 for a starting quarterback for first touchdown, I'll play that. It depends what you're looking for, man. To build a parlay just for a straight bet, I would always go someone like a deep cut, right? Like a Cooper Kupp or maybe Charbonnet. I would never go with a favorite just because you're getting like a 2-1 return. Tyson says, should I play Darnold with Mayfield questionable? No, Mayfield's going to play, and I think I would just go Baker there. Yeah, or you can wait a week, Tyler, and then flip Genty if he has like a fucking 140-yard 2-touchdown game. So, hey, bro, can you say happy birthday to Sevda? Happy birthday, Sevda. Well, Pierre, the hype was way, way overblown. Fortunately for the hypers, Amarian Hampton got bailed out by Najee Harris's injury because he was going to be a total bust, at least for the first half of the year. Travion Henderson is looking like he's going to get bailed out by the multiple fumbles by Ramondre Stevenson and a fumble from Gibson in limited work. And they're both historically like have fumbling problems. So when you have a player like Derrick Henry's fumbles don't concern me. It's Derrick Henry. Doesn't have a fumbling problem. Stevenson does. Gibson always has. So Hampton looks like it's, the stupid thing is we were right on Hampton, right? We were right to fade him, but like the people that were picking him are right for the wrong reasons. Like Najee Harris out for the year. Like you can't project that. And like, it's not worth like Blake Corum and those guys. It's worth in the 12th round to expect injuries, Trey Benson, but, taking a guy in the 3rd round when like you need him to overcome a veteran and an injury is the reason he's going to be a hit. That's a bad strategy. Yeah, dude, I have a lot of Benson. If Corum's the guy. If Kyron gets hurt, I don't want to root for this. Like I'm gonna win like $10,000 because we all know that Blake Corum is a boss and he'd be probably better than Kyron is now because he'd have no one behind him. And I have like 16 Blake Corum shares. I had 11 Benson shares. I traded him twice in my home leagues. I traded him because I got badass value for him. I got Neighbors in a package. No, that was a Mason trade. Who did I get? I got Kittle and T. Higgins. And I added in Shaheed. You're a good call. You were right on Jaylen Warren. I mean, so far, I did not support it. Hey, but I'd rather have Javonte Williams, right? Hey, come on, Pierre. Who hyped up Javonte Williams more than me? And this is just from the streams. I talk about Javonte in every pod I have with Story. Javonte is still more of a hit than Jaylen Warren. Warren went ahead of Javonte, bro. Warren was a 9th or 10th round. You always said this is your spot for Javonte. Mark, Judy for Fannin. I would rather have Fannin. He's a tight end. They're going to have the same production. High upside. But Warren was, I think as a community, we all whipped on Warren, except for you. Just because, like, we didn't think it'd be this bad for Caleb Williams or Caleb Johnson, dude. Like, really, Mouth? Say, Pierre, we say it was typically Warren. Where were you getting Warren in our Fantrax leagues? Yeah, unfortunately, I only have like 4 or 5 shares of Mason. My wife, though, in 11 leagues, has like 6 Mason shares. She has like 5 Benson shares and like 4 Scatabo shares. Like, she is just like, her teams, she went 10-1 last week already. Like, her teams are fucking stacked. And now she gets all these running backs. I have a lot of Scatabo, a lot of Benson, and enough Mason. 4 out of 25 is decent. Pierre, you were taking Warren in like the 7th round, right? 7th or 8th round. You would usually have like 7th, 8th, 9th pick, and you take him in the 8th. Was it 8th or 7th? You would know. I don't have any Warren shares, so maybe one. Trying to figure out, because I know I was getting Javonte in the 9th round most times, sometimes 10th. So there's no way Mason or Warren was going that late. Yeah. So you're saying RB30, that was 7th or 8th round. Javonte was RB36. Yeah. I know. What's funny is my podcast partner on all of our shows, I had Javonte Williams as a pillar player. Everyone, like, every show, he's just like, dude, shut the fuck up about Javonte Williams. He's trash. I was like, don't you see the 20% outcome where he's like an RB1? Like, because no, I hate Miles Sanders and Jaden Blue. I always knew Jaden Blue was not going to play much. I didn't think he'd be inactive, though. So I didn't even predict that. I just thought he'd be an RB2. And I thought there was a chance that he'd be a fucking killer. And we'll see. I think he's still a trade. He's a sell high, though, for me, right? Robin, Fields or May rest of the season. Man, Fields has more upside. The problem is that Fields is more injury prone. He plays more reckless in terms of being injured, and he's got to look over his shoulder a little bit right now for Tyrod Taylor. There's no world where Drake May gets benched. So it's Drake May, even though I'm the biggest Justin Fields guy. It pains me to say it's Drake May. CK, I mean, if you have he said it's a time to drop Tracy Jr. I mean, if you have an IR spot, no. And Tracy's not even on IR. So, like, it's 2 to 4 weeks. It's probably going to be closer to 4 weeks. And the problem is, at that point, when he comes back, Scatabo is going to be a fucking living legend in New York, and they're not going to play him over him, but he's going to be a 3rd down back. Yeah, let me know in your draft. I mean, again, there's spots. Don't get me wrong. Home leagues are different than our Fantrax leagues. Yeah, in most leagues, Pierre, Javonte was after. No problem, Robin. Hopefully you subscribe and you'll be checking out all these 7 days a week, baby. I don't know. You might be a girl, Robin. I don't know if that's a boy or a girl. I shouldn't say baby to a girl. That could be weird. Anyways, Javonte was after Warren in most leagues because people just thought he sucks. And you know what? He doesn't look back to his rookie form, but he is running hard as hell, bro. He is hard to tackle. Has a little bit more juice. Starting May over Mahomes versus Carolina this week. Is that crazy? No. Who am I starting over Mahomes? I'm starting someone over Mahomes. I'm going to look right now since we're having these like specific conversations. Yeah, I mean, that's not a good matchup. Who am I starting over Mahomes? Let's see here. It's probably this one. I'm starting Caleb over Mahomes, but I mean, I guess that's not really as. But Drake May, I mean, who do they have again? Who does New England have this week? It's I know this off the top of my head. No, I don't know, kind of getting foggy brain here. I got Warren 72 and yeah, that's what we were saying. Javonte went after Warren. So like Warren was a good pick at 73, but Javonte is like one of the picks of like as currently constructed after 3 weeks. Javonte is like one of the best picks that anyone could have made because especially with the running back injuries and like that's the best pick. Well, Purdy's playing, and I'll tell you why Purdy's playing. I think you probably already know this, Pierre, because you're a genius. Mac Jones is actually more hurt than Purdy. Mac Jones like barely limped through that game at the end. He re-injured his PCL. So Mac Jones is more hurt than Purdy, so they need Purdy to play. They can't trot out a fucking injured Mac Jones who already is kind of bad. So Purdy's playing, and Fields, they said, is playing. So, Yeah, I think I would do that, man. Bad knee issues, and yeah, I think Purdy was close to playing last week, but they do like Mac Jones there. Pat's home against Carolina. Yeah, dude. Like that's again, Carolina is like one of the number one run funnels in the NFL. So it's really easy to run the ball against them. And I don't overlook that too much. I think I overlook that a little bit more than I should because that just makes passing easier. If they have to sell it to stop the run, boom, you get some deep shots. Now it didn't work out for Michael Penix last week. Oh, hell yeah. Guys, check out the Discord. Who's in the Discord? Check it out. Check out Mouse Pod. It's awesome. No, I think he's kind of properly valued. It's just a headache, Pierre, to fucking start him because it's so season long consistent. Quarterback 8, 9, or 10, but week to week it's like quarterback 4 and then quarterback 24, which we hate. Shit, I can't link it in here. I'll send you it on one of the chats, Pierre. I'm not putting in the video anymore because I got some big stuff in the works, and I'm getting a Patreon set up and small little donations to get different levels because the Discord is popping. I got a 2-month window roughly to make this work and make this like my job. We got a lot of big things happening though, so I am pretty confident in it, and I can survive a little longer. But sweet, man. Well, thanks for joining, Pierre. I'm pretty much getting out of here anyway because the game is starting in 30 minutes. So any last second questions from who's in here? I'll answer a few more. Otherwise, I have to hit it. And then again, I will be on 11 p.m. Central tonight, roughly. I will set it for 11 p.m. Yeah. See you, Robin. Again, any last questions? Any last thoughts? Anyone got anything for me? I will answer them. While I wait for that, I'm going to play a random clip because I like to play random clips. What do I got here? I got something for you guys. What do I got?
Very nice performance. Very nice and clean performance. Very, very, very nice. Which one of these talented entertainers, who I am not attracted to at all, will be the...
I'd like to think Darnold gets over 200 yards. Is that his standard line, or is that like a alternate, like, is he at like 220 and you brought it down to 200? I kind of like his over 8.5 rushing yards. I think that's pretty low. He should get it. Thursday night games are a little scary, man, for overs. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I give it a 75% chance to hit. The problem is their defense is very opportunistic. So you get a defensive touchdown or a special teams touchdown or something like that, or a couple short fields, and then you're looking at some trouble because they're not really a pass heavy team. All right, gentlemen, that's it for me. Appreciate all you guys. Again, 11 o'clock tonight, p.m. Central Time. That's midnight on the East Coast. That is 9 o'clock on the West Coast. That is like 8 a.m. in Germany. I got to figure out all the time things. I got to have all these multiple clocks up here to tell you guys. Hey, what up, Zach? Appreciate you, man. Usually, it's not. I do a lot of solo shows, but I have a very, very strong cast of characters. My co-host, Mike Story, 4 or 5 other buddies that are kind of well-versed in everything, but experts on everything. I'm more of the, I'm a fantasy football expert. Let's be honest. Fuck these other guys. They don't know what they're talking about. But appreciate you, Zach. 11 o'clock tonight. I'm going to probably have a guest on. Going to have a longer show. This still was an hour and 14 minutes, but that's short for me. Answering all your questions, some good comedy, some good stuff. I'm going to play you out with a clip, and then that's it.
You asked to see me. I made your Cajun chicken niblets.
No. You made my year. You have a gift. And a super dope hat. This is cool. All right, boys. Let's go!
Thank you, guys. I'm out. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. Remember, life is a gift. That's why it's called the present.